Hey y'all, so today we are going to make a chicken pot pie. So let's get cracking. So the first thing you're going to do is preheat your oven to 450 degrees, and then we're going to start cutting up some of our vegetables. I'm going to use a yellow onion, some carrots, some celery, and some potatoes, and then I have some other frozen things. Victor came down here to get in the freezer. Here, come here, say hi, Victor. This is Victor. Hi, Victor. Victor works upstairs. He fries upstairs. He's our fryer. And our deep freeze, our walk-in freezer is down here. So sometimes, occasionally, they come down to grab things out of the freezer. And I'm in the middle of this, so I thought I would let you see Victor. He is the best. He never misses work. He's not always on time, but he never misses work. He has a problem with time. But that's okay. When he gets here, he works so hard. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I've already skinned these carrots a little. I just take a knife and run over them. I don't really peel them. And the reason is, and I just kind of give them a good scrub, because my grandma always told me that the skins were really good for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chop these carrots, about 4 carrots, and then I've just got a little passel of potatoes here, and I like these little potatoes. I get them in a little bag, these little tiny potatoes. I'm gonna chop those up into bite size, and then I'm gonna chop up about I don't know, a few of these, maybe 2 full stalks of celery, and then an onion. Okay, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do with all of it. So let me get these chopped up. Okay, so I have my carrots and my potatoes all chopped up, made my carrots kind of thin, and then I chopped these into little bite size. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to cover it just to the top of these vegetables in a saucepan with some chicken broth, just to the top of it. Just like that. And I'm gonna put this on the stove on high and get it boiling. Here in this pan, I'm gonna start melting a stick of butter. While that is melting, I'm going to chop up a half an onion. I'm only going to use half of that onion. Okay, I'm going to chop that up, and I'm going to chop up my celery. So get it pretty fine too. Get these chopped up, and I'm going to put these into my melted butter and get those cooked and sauteed up until they're translucent. Okay, so I've got my vegetables over here. They're cooking in my chicken broth. Then I've got my butter melting here, and now I'm going to put in my celery and my onions. Now the beauty of this is you can do whatever. If you don't want to put celery in it, that's fine. If you don't want to put onions in it, that's fine. This is just how I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm just going to cook these until they are translucent. We put some salt and pepper in here as well, some kosher salt and ground coarse black pepper. Okay, so you're just going to cook this down until your onions are kind of translucent and your celery is a little bit tender, okay? And then what we're gonna do is, you've got your butter in here with these vegetables, and you're gonna just take 2 heaping tablespoons of flour. I'm just gonna do 2. I think 2 will do it. And this is what's gonna make our roux. And I did put the salt and pepper in there. So this is what's going to make our roux for our chicken mixture. And where is the chicken, you might ask? Well, if you want to cook a chicken, if you want to go get a chicken and cook a chicken, be my guest. But I'm going to do 3. I'm sorry, let's do 3 heaping tablespoons of flour, because that's not looking like I want it to. I want it to look kind of pasty, just like that, kind of like a wallpaper paste. So instead of cooking a chicken, I like to go get a rotisserie chicken and just get the meat off of that and use that. So much easier for me. If you want to do the chicken, then you go for it. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cook this roux. And this is just so easy. You can just do this without the vegetables. This can be your base for a lot of things. For soups, this is how I make my tomato soup. Gravy, actually this is gravy right here. This is how you make gravy. So you want to cook it for a couple of minutes because you want that flour to cook. You don't want it tasting like flour. So you want it to get to a nice golden brown. That's what you're looking for. So just go ahead and let this cook for a little bit, and then we're going to start adding, you can add either milk, you can add heavy cream, or you can add chicken broth. So we're going to do all of those things. I'm going to do 3 cups of heavy cream, 1 cup of milk, and then I'm going to finish it off with the chicken broth. It's looking nice and golden now. And now I'm going to start adding my heavy cream. So in this container here, I have 3 cups of heavy cream and 1 cup of milk. And then you're just going to add this slowly, and you can set this out at room temperature, and then when you start pouring it in, it doesn't make your mixture clot up. Because sometimes when you pour cold milk into it, it'll just start clotting up, and then you have to really start whisking to get all those clots out. So that's what we're going to do right now. And then this is just going to, the longer you cook it, the thicker it's going to get. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to sit here and we're just going to love on it. We're just going to love on it for a little bit. So there we go. Here we have our base going. Here we have our vegetables cooking, and I'm going to cook these don't take long at all because they are pretty thin. So I'm just going to keep cooking those until this juice is almost cooked out of there. And over here I have my chicken. This is my shredded chicken that comes off of the rotisserie chicken. Super easy to do. That way you don't have to mess with boiling a chicken and doing all that mess. And you can start to feel our sauce get a little bit thicker. This is so easy. So this is also how I make my sauce for my pulled ham sandwiches. So I start off with a roux just like this with butter. That hair right there is flying, and it's going to get in something if we're not careful. Well, it's connected. I just felt it. It's connected. Okay, lay down. Lay down. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so this is just getting thicker, but I use this for my pulled ham sandwiches. And then after I do this roux mix, then I add sour cream, mayo, I can't even remember everything put in that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that, little garlic, and yeah, minced garlic. Oh yeah, this is looking nice. It is just getting thicker as we go. And that's what you want, because I like my chicken pot pie to be pretty thick, like all the vegetables all stuck together. And this over here is cooking good, so it's coming along nicely, folks. All right, it's getting thicker, so now I'm gonna add a little more cream and a little bit more milk. Let it thicken up some more. I'm also gonna add some parsley flakes to give it some color, make it pretty, make it purty. And then I'm gonna add some of this because I'm addicted to this right now. This is the garlic, and butter, garlic, and herb. I don't know why, but I've been putting this in everything, and it's so good. Give it some shakes. Get that going, and I'm gonna get this to thicken up some more. Okay, these have almost got all the broth cooked down, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that fire off now. Okay, our sauce is looking really good. Now, the reason that I went ahead and added some more, the rest of that milk and cream, is because there was just a tiny bit left in there, and I knew that it would go to waste if I just stuck it back in there, so in the refrigerator, because there wasn't much left. So normally we would have stopped with the 3 cups of cream and the 1 cup of milk, but I went ahead and put the rest in here, and so that made me have to cook it a little bit longer to get it a little bit thicker. All right, so now it's pretty darn thick, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my vegetables in here that were in my broth, just like that. Potatoes and carrots, and now I'm going to go get in the freezer and get the rest of my stuff. Okay, now remember, you can use whatever you want, but I'm going to do some sweet white corn. I'm going to do 1 package of that. And then I'm going to do some frozen green beans. 1 package of that. And these packages are, let's see where the size is, 12 ounces. All right, and then I'm going to do some peas. So if you don't like any of these things, then don't put them in there. All right, give it a stir. And then I'm going to add my, oh, and here's another thing. You don't have to cook all this stuff, cook the carrots. You can get all of this stuff frozen. So you can buy frozen onions, you can buy frozen carrots, you can do all of that. But I just found that this just This is just the way that I do it because it just tastes better. And another thing you can do if you have them on hand, and I have done this before, is portobello mushrooms chopped up really, really, really fine and put them in there and sauteed them with my onions and my celery. And it is so good. Gives it a real earthy taste. Oh my gosh, so good. But I did not have any of those. And your family will not even know they're in there. Trust me, I've done it a million times. Okay, so here we have our mixture. Now all I'm gonna do is add my chicken, my rotisserie chicken in there. Oh my gosh. Give that a good mix. Whoa. Went a little crazy there. Calm down, calm it down. And if you want to, you can just add some more chicken broth, and this can be soup. Chicken noodles, or no noodles, there's no noodles in here. Chicken soup. Or you can put some noodles in there, whatever you want to do. So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna use some pie crust. I'll mix this up really good, but I'm gonna put it in these little to-go pans so that I can give it away. And so I'm gonna spray each one of my pans. And then I'm going to use Pillsbury Doughboy, he's the professional, and put this down and then fill it up. So speaking of the mushrooms, it got me thinking, and I did have this in the counter. I have some cream of mushroom soup with roasted garlic, and I'm gonna put this in here because it really is good. And I did kind of forget that I do usually do that. So, but I just didn't have them on hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw that in there and just give it a mix. And that'll kind of give it that mushroom flavor. Oh, and it's gonna be really earthy and good. So give that a mix, and then I'm gonna fill my pan up. All right, so now we're just gonna put this right over. I just kind of I spray my pans, but stretch this crust out all over the bottom. Fill this up. And I think this will make probably 3 of these size pies. This concoction right here, this ratio of goodness will make about 3 of these pies. So you have 1 for home, 1 for you and your family, and 2 to give away. All right, now I'm going to spread this out right on top, just like that, kind of stretch it out. And I'll tell you what I usually do is take the cooking spray and spray it right over the top of my crust. And then I take my salt and just give it a sprinkle on top. And then I take some pepper and give it a sprinkle on top, just like that. Now, I'm gonna put this in an oven of 450 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes, okay? Now I'm going to get us a little corner out of this. Get my little plate here ready. Oh, that looks so good. Doesn't that look good? Oh, let me find a fork. I found a spoon. That's even better. So I'm gonna get a little bit of the crust. A little bit, look at that. Doesn't that look so good? And whatever you don't like, if you don't like green beans, if you don't like peas, if you don't like whatever, just omit it. Don't put it in there. But oh my gosh, I gotta get a little bit of a carrot. You guys are gonna love this. You need to make it because it's really a great wintertime supper. And I know it seemed like there was a lot of steps, but it really didn't take that long. I mean, especially if you do the rotisserie chicken, it's probably, I mean, just besides the baking, I mean, maybe it took us about 45 minutes at the most, just chopping everything. And you can do all that ahead of time too, or you don't even have to do that. Use all frozen if you want to do that. Just, you know, get your frozen and boil that all into your chicken broth. So let's give it a try. Holy moly, that is good. Go make this. We'll see you.